The Nigerians in the Square Mile, NISM, an initiative that brings together top professionals based in the United Kingdom, launched its Lagos chapter today at the Nigeria Stock Exchange. This marked a major step in the alignment of the Diaspora community in London and Lagos professionals, with the essence of creating a synergy that will boost economic activities in Nigeria. In his opening remarks, the patron and CEO of the Nigeria Stock Exchange, Mr. Oscar Onyema, commended the NISM initiative for its professional excellence and leveraging the diaspora for Nigeria's economic development.
NISM understands the relevance and importance of leveraging the diaspora for the sustainable development of the Nigerian economy. This leverage is imperative as we urgently need to catalyze the rebound of our economy and offer the vast majority of Nigerians a new lease on life. In this regard, our country must mobilize and harness the technical expertise of its people, especially the immense potential and resources of its diaspora community to facilitate development. According to the World Bank report on remittances, in mid-2016, Nigerians in diaspora last year remitted about $35 billion to the nation's economy. It is estimated that over 17 million Nigerians are in the diaspora, and a large percentage of those who are based in the advanced economies are high-ranking and professional specialists in all fields of endeavor, including finance, medicine, education, research, ICT, law, engineering, etc., etc. NISM, as you all know, is really a grouping of such experts in the City of London. It is here to establish a better linkage that works for Nigeria by connecting the best of the two cities, that is Lagos and London. A link that will connect leaders in finance and commerce in Lagos with those in London, creating a powerful alliance of the best thought leaders in both cities. Let us all support this laudable initiative with enthusiasm. We must remember that inclusiveness is pivotal to realizing our quest to make Nigeria great again. We must give every Nigerian that has something meaningful to contribute to our development an opportunity to be involved. This is the only way we can build a better future for both the Nigerian state and its diaspora.
Chairman of the NISM, Mr. Paul Onifade, said the body was set out to bridge the gap between the London and Lagos financial markets, providing a synergy between Nigerian professionals and their diaspora counterparts.
The financial world in which we work is highly competitive, as you all know, and survival of the fittest is the name of the game. NISM members are some of the finest who have made it to the top of their career. So we're not in Lagos for any other reason but to share with you what our experience is and to gain from you what your experiences are, so that together we can build a vibrant organization that can move this country forward.
Mr. Ikenna Iroche, member of NISM and managing partner Black and Gold Partners, shared the value of the diaspora, relating it to how the Chinese, Indians, and Jews have utilized them to develop their economies, and posing a great challenge for Nigeria to do the same.
The premise behind this gathering today is that the aligning of Lagos markets with London markets is a good thing, creating a powerful alliance of the best and most ambitious Nigerian brains in the city and the best and most ambitious brains in Lagos is a good thing. Good for me, good for Paul, good for Oscar and his team as they try to deepen Nigeria's capital markets, especially good for you, leaders of the best financial and professional services firms our country has to offer. In 1980s Lagos, you bought Chinese products if you were willing to sacrifice quality and durability to save a few kobo. Simply put, China, its economy and its products were a laughing stock in Nigeria when I was a child. Today, 30 plus years later, China is the world's second largest economy. It is the single largest investor in Africa and increasingly a major presence here in Nigeria. What happened in those 30 years to turn China from the butt of Lagos primary school jokes to one of the world's superpowers? Primary credit for China's economic renaissance is typically given to its government's implementation of its economic reform and open door policies beginning in 1978. However, there are several studies which support the view that the single biggest catalyst behind the effectiveness of these reforms was the contribution of the Chinese diaspora around the world to wealth creation and national development. These actions did not happen by chance. These were proactive interventions by coordinated international trust networks of Chinese professionals and business people around the globe. Let's build our Iroquois network all the way around the world so Nigerians can work with Nigerians to make Nigerians rich.
Key players in the NISM speak forward on the objective, focus, and strategy of the body.
Nigerians in the Square Mile is just an organization of Nigerians in London who work in the financial sector. We've got outstanding professionals among us, and they've been around for a while in the City of London, so they know the roots. And what we are thinking about, we came together as a networking organization, but also as a think tank, so that we can come up with solutions rather than looking at the problem of our country. So one of the reasons why we set ourselves up, we've got, like I said, very brilliant people there, and there are very brilliant people in Nigeria too, but the whole idea of coming to Lagos is so that we can get the best brains in Nigeria and the best brains in London working together strategically to come up with policies and frameworks and things that can help the nation to move forward.
The moment I got to understand what NISM were all about, it was a no-brainer for me. So I'm really pleased that we've come to Lagos, the economic capital of Nigeria, and we've met people who also share that vision of this Nigerian network. There were discussions about what we call the network, whether we call it Iroquois or something else. I think that's irrelevant, but the important thing is to see Nigerians working across the globe together. I mean, when you talk about the Jews, you talk about Jews based in the UK, or you talk about Jews based in America. I think you start by saying they're Jews, and then you talk about the fact that they're based in America or they're based in Europe. And we as Nigerians, as the world continues to shrink, need to do the same thing. We can't afford to have this divide between Nigerians in the UK and the Nigerians in Nigeria, where there's a suspicion, am I thinking I'm better than them, are they better than me? I think that should be irrelevant. What we should be thinking is, here is another Nigerian, we speak the same language, we're operating in different environments, and there should be opportunities for us to work together.
When you think of the quality and the ability of Nigerians in Nigeria and then all over the world, I mean, we read about these people all the day. In sports and other fields, we watch them on a regular basis. And, what we're trying to encourage here is to emulate the patterns that brought great success to the Indians, to the Jews, to the Chinese, which is tap into it. We have the resource there. Why aren't we using it? So that's really, the power is hard to explain or define. But okay, the example I gave on the panel, the Business Network of India, last year in 2016 alone, through membership referrals, generated $11.2 billion in transaction fees just by referring business to one another. So that's a huge power. There are Paul Onifade talks about Bayo Ogunlesi of GIP, whose firm bought Gatwick Airport a few years ago. So that is one of the best or the biggest infrastructure investment firms in the world. But his firm has done nothing in Nigeria. That needs to change. He's now sitting on the Economic Advisory Council to Donald Trump in the USA, not doing the same with Nigeria. And it's not a criticism of him. It's an acknowledgement that we are not tapping into that wealth of resources that we have.
Importantly, it's introducing NISM to the Nigerian crowd, making them understand and realize what are the benefits and the opportunities of affiliations and partnerships with NISM. As it has been very well stated today by the patron, Mr. Onyema, and our chair, Mr. Onifade, we are here to establish affiliations to ensure that the Nigerian network and the Nigerian brand is developed and we reach our potential using partnership as the key to succeed.
Nigeria has over 70 million in diaspora, and we have several other professionals here. So what's your word to them, the lot that would love to join this NISM?
Well, it's very easy to join. Just go onto the website, www.nism.co.uk. It's pretty fairly straightforward, as long as you fall into the criteria which we're expecting. The aim of NISM is really to create wealth, to develop, I can't say that's enough, develop partnerships and ensure that, together we're stronger, much stronger than if we operated as individuals or smaller companies. There's power in numbers, and this is a powerful numbers of professionals in Lagos and in London coming together to ensure that we contribute to the development of our great nation.
At a time when Nigeria's foreign direct investment profile and activities are witnessing a decline, the launch of the Lagos chapter of the Nigerians in Square Mile could well energize efforts to boosting FDI inflows into the country through strategic partnerships that will achieve inclusive economic growth and deepen the financial markets.